Hey guys, um, we'll see how we go with this. I don't know if you can hear me. It's not the rain. McCarthy's stinking rotten cows out the side there. We've got 50 heifers out there, and they had calves and steers and things. And I think he's just drenched them and separated them out, and they're not real happy. I guess they'll get used to it, but yeah, I don't think anyone's going to sleep in Glenray tonight. So that's what's happening. This is impromptu because I didn't realise what time it was, and I apologise for that. I don't know if you can even hear me, but the cows are a constant. Nothing's going to change. If we get a sound check, if it's too much, I'll leave it for another night. Because right now it's pretty loud here. If anyone's watching, just jump in and say, too noisy. It's pretty warm here too. We've had a big weekend, but I can get stuff done. Audio is fine even with the cows. It's about 32 upstairs here. Real time. Don't know what the temperature is, but it's pretty warm. How are you, Peter? I'm still learning to drive this thing. Here we go. I think we got it. Peter's okay. That's very good. Now, where did we get up to? We got up to this stupid little bracket, this lever. Everyone else is getting sick of this project. I am too. But we got up to this lever, which looks like that hangs on there. Didn't even bother straightening it in the end, but it fits. It's got a little roller on the end there. Fits on this bolt. Fits round this little piece here, which is a support for the blade, so it only comes up to that, and it clears the bolt. We've got this bit done that moves in and out like this. Gee, it's warm. I had every sort of expectation to sit down and do some on-shape this afternoon, but I ended up doing other stuff. Geez, those cows are going to get sick of that by morning. Big push to finish, maybe. Lots of other things to do. And it's, yeah, sort of shiny because it's pretty sweaty. So, what I do? Going to put a scene in here. I'll patch you in. I forgot it was Tuesday, and I forgot that I didn't realise it was 7:30. To be honest, that's why I'm a bit late. You'll get a blue screen here. There we go. So I couldn't resist the other night. I had nothing to do, and I thought I'm going to make sure that bracket actually fits. We turn that blade off or hide it. I've actually put a rotary mate there, or a Revolut mate there. I don't know if I can even drive this thing, to be honest. If we have a look like this, that's just the right height there. Everything fits. It's got some nice clearance and it's straight. And it's all in place. There's a little roller to go in there. Cows, a very peaceful sound. Yes, I'm getting sick of the cows, to be honest, right by now. They've been going since about lunchtime. And they haven't really shut up. So we've got a little roller goes on this. And probably do that. We've got that screw in place. It's not quite right. So this shows our mate. If we hide this, we didn't even rename it. It says it's still part 1. Oh, shut up. So this isn't in the center here for some reason. So what we've got to do is just modify that. I noticed that. For some reason, I got a dictionary pop up there. That's a bit interesting. Not sure about that. But this thread isn't right in the middle. It's this mate. This one here. It's the cap iron screw, mate, that's not right. So I'm going to try again. Why can't I revolve this? See, that's not quite the center. It's got a gap there. So what we're going to do is select our mate connectors, and one of them is going to be under the cap here properly like that. And one of them is going to be on there. That should bring it up, and then there's some offset. We'll try that. That's better. It looks better. So we fix that, and that's back in the center nicely. Hey, Mark. Sorry about the cows. I apologise for them again. Anyway, little roller on here is next on this lever. Now this roller has to fit the blade. So we go back and look at this. My head's still in the way. Don't know how to change that. But under here, take my word for it, under here there's a little icon that says show measure details. It pops up a window. We can drag that up there where you can see it. We want to measure from that point to that point because we can't remember how wide it was. 11 millimeters. So that's what size the roller needs to be. Sticks up a bit above the blade, I think. Put the blade on it and find out. Yeah, I reckon it's 2 millimeters thick, that roller. We'll put this on this part here. On this piece. So we put our sketch plane on the actual part there. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. We won't put it there. We'll press escape there. Let's try again. On this one here on the center. The center point circle. There we go. Not right though. Oh, those cows are not really helping my concentration at all here. Sorry. There we go. Now we see the little orange square in the middle. That means we're aligned. 11 millimeters. And for some reason I can't scroll this thing at the moment. Don't know why that is. It was working okay the other day. So there's a little roller there like that. I think it's more than that. We got to make it a little bit bigger. Now, we might do this properly, so we'll go back to sketch 2. We probably should rename that. We'll call it a roller sketch. Oh, that's really getting to me, those cows. Sorry, guys. We'll edit that. And we'll draw another circle in the middle of it for a pin. At 3 millimeters. That should put a pinhole in it as well. Hey, Jamar. Ah, those cows are getting to me. So that's that. Probably we'll put another sketch on top. We'll make a pin. We'll extrude that. It's not quite enough. We can just go up to face. Up to that face. And that makes it the right length. I'm probably going to join those two bits together so it doesn't get lost, rather than because they are riveted, that piece and that piece. And that didn't work. I can't do that with the active sheet metal model. There you go. Let's cross that out. What we could do is finalise the sheet metal model. Finish sheet metal model. No longer active. There we go. We click that one first, and it turns both grey, whereas it turns it to the other colour. And there we go. Oh, gee. Sorry about the noise again. That's really annoying me. I'm struggling with that. Now, can anyone spot what's wrong with that piece? I can. See if we can do this properly. We can't just do that. We've mucked that up. I really hope this doesn't carry on for too many weeks. How long after cows get separated from their calves do they shut up? We'll start again. There we go. Let's fix that. And a new sketch on there now. We can just use or project that line there rather than draw it out again. And we can extrude it. And we're just going to go up to face. There's that face. And add it to the verge scope's going to be day or so done right. That'll be really nice by tomorrow night. So there we go. That's the right way up. Let's try it back on the assembly. It should automatically update. It's put that pin there, but it hasn't put the roller. So we're going to have to insert the roller. Which will be on this drawing here. Part 2, it says. It's a bit slack. Put that in there. And a Revolute mate, I think, on the top here and the top there. There we go. So looking at that, everything seems to clear and everything. We've got that mate in the right spot, so we can turn that off so you can't see it. And we can put the blade back in. Like so. So this is actually a tangent or a I think it's a tangent mate that we need for that. Face, edge, or vertex, I think is going to be this face here. See that? Untick that, I believe. You get. It's not quite right. We can select that whole edge, I believe, like so. Then for the other one, the whole edge here. That's not what we want. That sort of works. Look at the top of it. There's no restraints or anything, but that sort of works, except it doesn't pivot. So we need to work out where it pivots around and make that work. Going to come back to that. screw probably isn't the pivot, actually. I think the pivot's down here on the front of the blade somewhere. I think it has to be. I'm not sure. Let's put all this back together properly. I'll have a look at it. But you're probably right. The screw is probably the pivot, and it needs some limits. So if the screw is a pivot, we've still got this faster turned on. We're going to stop that, take that off. This stupid little origin dots here two's on, so we're going to switch that off. If the screw is the pivot, I'm going to have to think about that because we're going to have to put the actually like the depth adjuster on first. What's still got to be drawn? I guess the depth adjuster. So the depth adjuster goes on this pin here and works on this screw. So it goes along here. Across this pin and down in this groove and onto here. It's a little bit of sheet metal. So we're going to draw that out and see how close we get it and then modify it to match, I think, rather than try and get the measurements exactly right. Let's put a new part studio in. Oops, don't know what that one does. I managed to copy one. We'll call this one depth. Call this the depth adjustment lever. Part Studio 1. We'll delete that. We'll start here with the depth adjustment lever. We'll go on the right side. Let's have a look. I reckon we'll use this, which is derived, and we will select the part studio and we'll pull in the base plate. And we'll pull in let's go with that. Let's start with that. All our working out here, we can turn all these sketches off, I think. This is where we started with. There's our sketch. That's probably all we need. So we'll put a new sketch on this plane. We'll use this circle. And center point arc around that. Some funny shapes in that. Put a curve around there like that. And we'll use that line, I think. And we'll offset that one. I think that's what I'll do. About 0.5 of a millimetre. And we'll probably trim this line out of here, the top one, the original one. We'll zoom this in. I don't know. Looking at this. I reckon this hole's too high. That's what I think. Let's go back to our main base plate and modify that, because we can do that pretty straightforward. This hole here is just a little bit high. If we click on that, that'll show us which sketch. We edit that. looking at that, I reckon this is down here. If we put a construction line along here, we know how to do that. Like so. And we start here. I'm going to do that in a different order, maybe. Now we put a construction line. Q. And we'll call it from there, along there. And do that. Oh, those cows are getting to me. I can't concentrate with that. I don't reckon anyone else can either. I'm probably going to call this pretty early. We'll fix this and I might call it because that's driving me crazy. Now, we don't even have to really do much to do that. All we need to do is transform it. It's the transform. We'll drag that down so it lines up with that. We'll get rid of it and throw it again. .2. I can't concentrate tonight. It's too far, I think. Just seems to be a little bit too far. Still not right. I think it's probably closer though. There we go. So let's move the hole. Come back here and have a look at this. And that's moved it. See, you can see that that's actually moved it downhill. So our derived sketch has brought that in there, and that's our new. We go back and edit sketch 2. We've used that from a different sketch. It's no longer there, so it's telling us that. We use that. That looks more like it. Now, if we do something like this, I think and then mirror that line. Not even close to where it needs to be. I think I'm about over this cow thing. Line up there somewhere and then mirror that and see how it looks. Select a mirror line, the entity is to be mirrored. That looks more like what it should look like. We'll go back and trim this one. This should look something like this. I can't hack this, sorry. I'm going to call this, guys. I've really, the 50 noisy heifers out the side there that are missing their calves is really not doing it for me, and I can't, honestly, can't hear myself think. That's all I'm going to get done tonight. I've had enough. Sorry, guys. Anyone who was following this along and wanted some information out of it, sorry. I'm going to call it. I'm done. I might jump on Discord for a bit, but I can't do anything that requires thinking because they're not going to shut up. Absolutely not. So thanks, guys. I'm out, and maybe I'll try again next week. Living in the country is a bit of a cow.